Good afternoon. I'm David Cinnamon, and I have the honor today of introducing both of our Wiley Branton Award winners for 2009, as well as our special guest speaker, Attorney General Eric Holder. Our first award recipient is someone with whom I've had the privilege and pleasure to work, Ben Wilson. As you've seen from the film, Ben has been a longtime stalwart of the Washington Lawyers Committee. He has worked as lead counsel in several significant cases, and he has been a driving force in the committee's partnership with local D.C. schools, which has been a tremendous boost to the education in the city. But he has also served for many years on the committee's board, and not once but twice served as the committee's co-chair, which really involves a fair amount of responsibilities in making sure that the committee continues to go forward and continues to prosper. Ben's second stint in that office overlapped with my single term as co-chair, and it was a situation as fortunate for me as I'm sure it was difficult for Ben. But he combines a real passion for the committee's work with an uncommon amount of common sense and good judgment, which are indispensable qualities in any leadership position, but particularly important during the years of the last economic recession when he was called upon to lead the Lawyers Committee through quite difficult times. Ben's leadership qualities are not limited to the Lawyers Committee. Despite an active and very successful environmental litigation practice, Ben is the managing principal of the law firm of Beveridge & Diamond. He's a member of the D.C. Board of Governors. He is D.C. Bar Board of Governors. He is active in the American Bar Association, the National Bar Association, and the Washington Bar Association. I'm not sure when Ben finds time to sleep. But I have been very fortunate to be able to work with Ben, to have been inspired by his example, and to benefit from the tangible results of his work that ensure that the Washington Lawyers Committee remains the vibrant and successful organization that it is. So Ben, the committee is not giving you this award. You have more than earned it.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The hour is late, and I realize we must all soon return to work. I wish to thank the Washington Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights and Urban Affairs for choosing to recognize me with this award in the name of Wiley Branton. I am humbled and deeply appreciative of this recognition. Quite frankly, I'm overwhelmed to be mentioned with James Gibson, with Monsignor Ralph Kaner and Congressman John Lewis, each of whom has lived a life of great public service. Their contribution to civil rights is beyond measure. Today, as is too often the case, I'm being recognized for work for which others deserve credit. I do accept this recognition on behalf of the attorneys and staff of my firm, Beveridge & Diamond, a firm that I love a great deal. I also accept on behalf of the attorneys and the staff of the Lawyers Committee, who are largely responsible for obtained on behalf of our clients and for the service we have provided the children at the Burney Elementary School. I am in their debt. My parents are here, Harrison and Lucy Wilson, and I'd like to thank them for their love and their support. My wife is here, Miranda. We met the first day of law school. Steve Hill's out there. He's a witness. And she's been the love of my life. She's been the finest lawyer I've ever known. And she's a woman who has always told me the truth about myself, even if I didn't like it. I also wish to recognize our daughter, Rachel, who is not here today. She's a rising second-year student at the University of Michigan Law School. She's a young woman of great promise. Today she is representing abused and neglected children in the courts in Fulton County, Atlanta. We are very proud of her. So I wish to thank my family for their support and their love. I'd like to tell you a short story, and I will sit down. Almost 58 years ago, a young couple was driving south to start a new life. A baby bounced in a basket on the floor of their automobile. Already, his parents were planning his future. As you've probably guessed, I was that baby. My view of civil rights has been shaped by my origins in the Magnolia State. My opportunities, however, parents and a few bold attorneys who dared to make a difference. People I did not know. You see, long before Barack Obama inspired a nation, long before Selma, Alabama, and the Edmund Pettus Bridge entered our national consciousness, long before the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights was formed at the urging of Robert Kennedy, long before Ole Miss rebelled, long before Little Rock complied, long before Emmett Till whistled, long before Martin Luther King resurrected the American dream, way back when freedom in America was all too often hidden in a galaxy. There were a few attorneys who chose to make a difference. In honor of Wiley Branton, I'd like to tell you a short story about several of them. Z. Alexander Luby was from Howard University and Columbia Law School. It is Mr. Luby, who he was reverently called, who defended the students at Fisk University and Tennessee State University who sat in Nashville. One of those students was John Lewis. Fred Gray's client listing reads like a who's who of the civil rights movement. He represented Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. E.D. Nixon, his cases changed the course of history, but one of his clients was Vivian Malone, the first African-American student to graduate from the University of Alabama. And her brother-in-law, Eric Holder, the Attorney General of the United States of America, is with us today. Let's stop and applaud Mr. Gray.